Good afternoon, and welcome to week 14 of child psychology. We are nearing the end of this course as we have been talking about adolescence. Last week we talked about the physical development of adolescence, and this week we're looking at the cognitive development of adolescence. And they really are inexorably linked as we see that certain structures of the human brain are under construction or really being finished in construction in the early years of adolescence. Gives us very, very good evidence of why adolescents act the way they do, make the decisions that they do, and why. I want to encourage you also to consider that if you think back hundreds of years ago, this idea of adolescence, there was no such thing. We were children, we hit puberty, and then we became adults. And so, kind of keep this in mind, because as I look at the mind of an adolescent and I'm looking at these chapters, I see in this evidence that adolescents are completely, potentially able to think like adults. We can make good decisions when we're adolescents. So the question in my mind is, why don't they? So I want you to think about that, because I wonder sometimes if the fact that we treat adolescents as if they're children doesn't in fact encourage them to think like children and not to think like adults. Okay, well, in any case, let's also review last week's discussion, which asks this question of why children are reaching puberty earlier, particularly girls. I think the video really focused on girls. And so there's this question, and it's a scientific question, isn't it? Does it make, what is it about this? The cause? What are the causes? And I think as the video has presented, it's hard to pinpoint causes, not scientifically. And, Sharon, you had a fantastic point about your own experiences. And that's good. So it's good to illustrate that. In your illustration, you say just makes sense. All of these different factors that can in fact influence the earlier onset of puberty. Ryan and Kevin, you both made very good points that we just need more real scientific evidence of this. We need more studies. We need to look at this less as a correlation and more, what is it that's causing the earlier onset of puberty? And Jamal, you said all of this is really still right there in the realm of just possibilities, possible explanations. So I ask you to go back to the earlier weeks of this course where we looked at scientific research as far as correlation. See, these studies are correlative. And so what we're looking at there is these are variables that seem to happen together. Earlier onset of puberty, the stuff in the food, water, whatever, okay? That doesn't necessarily mean there's causation. And that's where experimentation, is necessary, okay? And so I encourage you, as you read this week, is look at those theories. Look at the theories of adolescence and child psychology, and try to understand what is correlation and what is causation. What is it? Where is there experiments that shows that certain things lead to certain other things as a cause? Okay. Anyway, I hope you all have a great week. We only have a few more weeks together. I'll be missing you. You've been a great class, and I encourage you. Keep paying attention to the world around you. Keep asking questions. Keep coming up with solutions. Get excited about interacting with people. And I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week.